Alright, so I'm chilling here with Phoenix, about to ask her a couple questions for this interview. Alright, so let's start it off with, is your real name actually Phoenix?
Yes, my real name is actually Phoenix.
So, your musical style is obviously quite different from other people's, but what would you describe it as?
Well, it's just been something that I've been doing my whole life. My name is Phoenix and the band is Phoenix and the Silver Voodoos. Actually, my original musical influence was Ritchie Valens from like La Bamba. Everyone knows La Bamba. Yeah, that was my main influence. The first musician I actually related to ever was Ritchie Valens, and I was just obsessed with his writing and his music and his story. And I was just tiny, and so I got really influenced by him and everything he did. You know, he was up against a lot of different types of stereotypes and the times and stuff, and thought that was neat. And then from there I started looking more into rock and roll, and you know, I was really into Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith and that kind of stuff. And then it's, you know, Nirvana happened, and I've always been attracted to bands that just kind of bring something a little bit different to the generation. You know, they kind of break the molds. They're doing something different.
Right.
And then, you know, Godsmack came out, and metal was kind of, rock and roll was kind of dying out, and then Disturbed and Godsmack and Korn and all these kind of bands came out, and I was really inspired by them. And Eminem came out, and he was really different. So it's just always been bands that are just kind of doing something, you know. Then I found Janis Joplin actually way later in life, and realized how much, you know, she made a difference in her time, and really fell in love with Janis Joplin. So then that kind of influence started coming into this rock and roll metal thing that I already had. So it's just kind of a weird blend of stuff that's just...
You take a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like so much different music, and I find so much of it that I think... I even like Britney Spears, just because of the movement she made.
Yeah.
You know, it was a new time, and she really empowered women, and she had this new sound, and I love that. I think it's great. So it's just really anybody that kind of comes in. And I love Metallica, and I like so much stuff that it's really hard to... I like a lot of underground, like Insane Clown Posse, because it's the same kind of weird thing. They're all underground. They did their own thing. They started their own record label, and they sing weird music, but you know, it's different. They did their own thing. They really stuck. Black Sabbath, you know, same thing. Really, I love Black Sabbath. They brewed this new metal sound, so I hear those, and I'm really influenced just by that motivation to kind of do something a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. You know, it's all the same in its ways, but it's that new Pantera. I love them, and there's just so much music that I like. Evanescence came out, and that was a really cool inspiration for me, because she was this awesome vocalist, these really deep, melodic, powerful vocals, but then had that grinding guitar. So it was like, cool, there's just so, you know, really influenced me as well. So
they've all got their specific iconic moments.
Yeah, they've had those moments that they really... Marilyn Manson, he really did something. So yeah, it's just, that's the kind of music I really like, is those driving forces that you just knew, you know, they had to get somewhere.
We're not together after all that time we wasted just fighting on when then we lost us somehow.
It's been Babylon and Phoenix Christ in the past. So I just started making music when I was really little, and I've done all kinds of different things with it through the years, and then, you know, was with bands, and then broke off solo. Yeah, I was doing a solo show. I was doing a project called just Silver Voodoo, and it was just me and an acoustic guitar, and I had some originals, and I had taken it down to a little bar in Saskatoon, and Shane and Kevin, the bass player, had come down that night to watch the show.
She was doing a solo act, and she was doing a jam at the basement, I believe, and I actually met her there for the first time. So that was me, and her relationship started back then, so we became friends, and it got much complicated after that, but nowadays it's... I met Shane's parents, Linda and Roland, a while back, and way before they actually started the band, and then a couple of years later after that Phoenix's band didn't work out for her, and so they played music, and they kind of like, hey, let's try that out. And then I got quite involved soon after that.
I met them both at the same night, and we got along really well. And then Shane introduced me to his parents, and they're musicians. And Roland had heard my music and different things that I had done with my rap stuff and my metal stuff, and said, you know, I've been playing guitar to some of your songs, and it's actually really fun. And he started sending me recordings of stuff that he'd been writing along with my recordings. I put out like little demos on the internet as I write songs. And so I had actually asked them to be my backup band, and we practiced, and it worked really well, so we've just kept going.
Well, right now we're just kind of getting our feet wet, I think, as far as live performances go. Especially Roland and I, we haven't performed live very much, so we're just kind of getting our feet wet with doing that.
Now I'm just going with them right now, so who knows what else.
I'm not sorry I had to go, but I just needed some time to show you that I did nothing wrong. All I did was stand strong. Do you remember me now? Remember me now? Remember me now? Do you remember me?
I was with HMP Records. There is Remember Me and If You Dare. And those are two songs that I wrote by myself. I was just sitting in my living room, going through something in life, you know, and just playing around, and they come to be, and it just, all songs that I write start kind of in my living room or in my bedroom. I have so many different songs. When HMP said, you know, pick 2 singles, I had a really hard time actually going through all the different ones that I have, thinking, okay, which ones should I really put the money into right now? And I decided on If You Dare because I thought it's kind of got this unique beat to it. It's kind of addresses world issues and things that are going on in the world, and kind of brings this, hey, like, you know, let's have some fun, you know, introduction. So I thought I'll go with that one. And then Remember Me, I have played that one live, and I tend to get a lot of good response from it. So I thought I should stick with that, because people tend to, every set I do, come up and be like, oh, that last song, that reminded me, my mom just passed away, and, you know, hearing that song really helped me, you know, like, or something, or I really like that song, so I thought, might as well use the ones that people are kind of pointing out.
Yeah.
And then took those to the producers, and they said, yeah, they really liked it, so they adjusted my original writing just a little bit, and we went with those, and I'm loving how they turned out. It was really good.
I have not written anything original. That's all Phoenix. So whatever Phoenix wants, that's what I do.
Okay.
That's it.
So Phoenix is the mastermind behind like all the.
Absolutely. Yeah. She writes the song, she writes the music, and we play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We started jamming with Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right here in this very room.
Yeah, basically we're just trying to like replicate the songs she has recorded already.
Yes.
And it's a challenge because they're really well done. So it's like, and more complicated, and like the other songs we seem to get, but we're like really trying to create what she created before.
Oh, okay.
And we always seem to be not deserving of what the songs are yet.
It takes time, right?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, it takes time to perfect things, and like most people say, you know, nothing's perfect. So.
Yep.
But you guys are trying your best.
Yep.
When are you releasing these singles?
They're out right now, but I haven't made them for sale or anything. I've kind of just been sitting on them and kind of figuring out what my path is and how I'm going to go about promoting them and to who. And being in Saskatoon, it's a little bit complicated. I've been marketing just myself right now on the internet and building a fan base that way. And then I'm going to put the songs up for sale on a different amount of websites here in the new year. So
for sure.
Yeah, so.
And I know that you have your Facebook page right
Yeah,
now.
my unofficial Phoenix is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And slowly building your YouTube page.
Yep, just gonna
as well?
start the YouTube page and get that going and get that ball rolling. I'm trying to do something kind of different and creative and get a neat spin on it all. So
Yeah.
still hashing out ideas of stuff I want to do. I kind of want to even do short films
Okay.
and then kind of get my music involved in some acting and some weird things. So
Yeah.
just kind of
Oh, that's awesome.
working on the online thing because that's nowadays really where
Yeah.
the market is, right?
That's where you can find your audience.
I'm really just hoping that we get going to a couple festivals and maybe get a side stage.
Yeah.
I'm aiming to start looking around and keeping an eye on bands that are pulling in opening acts and open for a couple bigger names.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And I'm not really interested in a record label as much, finding a record label or anything like that, but it would be nice to connect with more like-minded people and just get the ball rolling a little bit more and see, maybe actually get some sales this year and some music. That'd be amazing. And just keep having fun. I'm gonna keep going no matter what. So hopefully this year though, we'll break through and get going on some touring.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a grant to get a whole album actually produced.
Yeah.
If not this year, next year. So. Because I haven't had a full album production yet, so that would be awesome. But I really like playing live, so my main goal is to just get lots of opportunities to travel and play.
Yeah.
More of those would be awesome.
I've got lots of time. Whatever she wants, I'm ready.
Yeah, if she wants to do an album,
And we're ready.
we'll help her.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks,
Or help
guys.
us.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.